Hi friends, this is Katie Carney and this is my Flosstube number 38 and I am Katie of Katie Stitching. It is the 17th of January in 2021 and again this is my Flosstube 38. Welcome and I hope that you guys are all well. What a heck of a 2 weeks it's been. Woo, Happy New Year. I have done pretty much nothing but sew and cross stitch. I wish I was kidding. It's all I do. There's a pandemic, so I don't have a life. I'm definitely dealing with the... I don't normally have like January doldrums where it's dark and I'm depressed. So I hesitate to call it that. I realize that it is pandemic fatigue. I ended up taking some time off Thursday and Friday, and then I took Monday's Martin Luther King Day, which is definitely not a holiday at work. We only get 5 or 6. But I took tomorrow off because I need it. I work for a membership-based organization, and we have an auto-renew program, and it doesn't matter how many times you tell people that they're enrolled in that. They don't read their email, among other things. And I have spent a lot of the new year getting screamed at by people. Some people are really lovely, but man, it is hard to get yelled at all the time. And then I shouldn't take the time off work because if I'm honest, I feel very much like I'm floundering. But I'm hoping that if I can come into work, I say come into work, I sit right there. If I can start work Tuesday morning well rested, maybe that'll help. I'm sure I'm gonna have like 200 emails. So many emails. Anyway, that it just is what it is. Fra and I have had some issues. It's not. Things are not great, but that's fine. It is what it is. We will get through it. We will prevail. I have put myself on the New Jersey list for vaccine because my cardiologist is in New Jersey. So I got an email from the hospital that I go to there, and I'm in their first phase. So I was like, well, Pennsylvania went from having me really high up on the list to practically not on it at all. In New Jersey, I'm still pretty high. I'll drive to New Jersey. It's only 2 hours to that hospital. I don't care. I can't live like this much longer, honestly. I mean, I'm done. I am put a fork in me. The pandemic has won. The world has won. I'm done. I'm fine. Like I said, January doldrums, but I have been cross-stitching and sewing so much that it's disgusting. Wow, it's all I do. It's like an obsession right now, which is fine. Getting lots done. Okay, so let's get into it because I don't think you want to hear any more about how miserable I am. I do have a finish. It is a small finish. It's one of my Prairie Schooler Santas. So I work on these in the morning, some mornings, and then also when I watch the Great British Bake Off with my grandmother at night. So this is the reprint of 84 through 87. And last time you saw it, I was starting 1985. This is in my Pretty Southern bag, one of them. And here he is. So this is 1985. So yesterday morning I had to put the years in. I had so much trouble putting 1985 in there. Like I couldn't remember how the numbers looked. So here he is. He is a fat bearded Santa and he took a long time. There's a lot of stitches in there, but I love him. I think he came out really cute. There are a couple of errors in there, but you know, I know and nobody else needs to. This is on using the called for DMC and it's an 18 count like oatmeal Ada from the big box stores. I don't know. I think I got it at Joann's, but I might have got it at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. So that's the third of that series. So I have one more who's obviously going to go there. But I am putting the Santas away for a little bit to work on some more seasonal smalls. So that's my first finish. That's my only finish. And then I worked on 4 very large WIPs. So first I'm going to show you Consider the Lilies. So this is a sal that is open to everyone, but that I started with Made by Michelle McGraw on Instagram and on YouTube, and Sarah K. Stitches on Instagram. This is my pretty little bag, which is so much more neon on video than it is in real life. So the sal is a Sparrow Among the Lilies sal. And so you can do either Consider the Lilies, which is what I'm doing, or you can do His Eyes on the Sparrow. I think that's the title of it. Ironically enough, I just read it in my daily reading. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm doing Consider the Lilies, and I am using 36 count. Oh, the project. It would be good if I grabbed the project. Hang on. I'm using mostly the called for flosses and 36 count. Well, I don't remember. I have it. Oh, I have it written down. I'm such an idiot. Hang on. This is why I write these things down, so that I can remember. Consider the Lilies, 36 count R&R Winter's Brew. Got there. So my goal is to start on probably right around the 1st of each month and complete a page. So this is my page 1 of Consider the Lilies. I think it came out pretty cute. It's the called for colors, except for a couple of the, I want to say, weeks that are subbed in for Classic Colorworks. Which, can I be honest, I really like Classic Colorworks floss. I mean, weeks is fine, but so it's true-ish to color, but you guys know what these look like. I really like it so far. Page, I can't decide. I think I'm just gonna go in order in how she has it. So I have the book that she came out with at Market last year. I did make working copies because after trying to work from here, I was gonna destroy it. I was gonna have to take the book apart. So it looks like she goes across. So I will probably I'll go this way. There's 24 pages. A couple of those pages are pretty small, like when you get to the edge. So my thought is that I should have this done in 2 years. But I mean, it's a big project, so I think it's okay if it takes that long. It's 435 by 363. So, and that's again in a bag I made. Hang on, I'm gonna throw it over here. Okay, my next project. So this is typically my Saturday stitch, but I didn't work on it yesterday because I was almost to a good stopping point for what I was working on. So I sewed a lot yesterday, and I did a little bit of organization, and I kitted some stuff. And kitting takes a while for me because I try to, when I pull the floss, to put it on the floss ring. So anyway, I don't think you really care about that. This is Lavender and Lace, Spirit of Christmas. And I'm still just absolutely loving this pattern. I seem to really gravitate towards lavender and lace. Although I pulled out my Cinderella, I have Cinderella kitted by Mirabilia, and I was like, maybe I should sell this. Because, I mean, it's the fabric, the floss, the whole thing. And I was like, oh, but maybe I love her. So I am using a 32 count natural brown white gilt, whatever, fabric, and the called for DMC. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it so much. So last time you saw it, I didn't work over here at all, but I did all of this and this down here. And believe it or not, like, it's a lot of stitches. And it's a lot of counting because it's confetti. I think that this project is just, I think it's gorgeous. It's irrational how gorgeous I think it is. There's something about those reds and the greens together that I just ticks all my boxes. So next week I'll work on that all day Saturday again. Well, all day, we'll see. I sew on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday mornings, because it's the morning and that's when I can sew, because I have enough brain. Jen, I made her a couple project bags with that pre-quilted fabric, and she was like, these are great. I'm going to go see if I have pre-quilted fabric at my Joann's. And so to make 2 project bags and 2 notion pouches is 1 yard of fabric. She bought 7 kinds of fabric and 2 yards each, which is 5 project bags and 5 notions pouches. So, it takes me like 3 or 4 hours ish, 3.5 probably, to do that. I pre-cut everything. I pre-cut all the bags, and then it's just putting the Velcro on and binding because it's pre-quilted. So I've done quite a few, but that, like, it took all yesterday morning and all of this morning, and then I'll probably do another round tomorrow because I'm not working. But I definitely don't want her to wait for them because I don't like that. So, I sew on Saturdays, and that just eats up quite a bit of stitching time. Okay, so a needle pulling thread. Anyway, as you know, I am working on Lady of the Flag by Mirabilia. And I like had an anxiety attack that I ruined this pattern. Put it in a Ziploc. So there she is. She's beautiful. And I decided that this is going to be my focus piece for 2021. My reaching goal is to have her completed by July 4th. I started her July 4th, 2020, and then didn't really work on her much. So this week I made a working copy of that chart. By the way, Mirabilia, if you could, like, I will pay however much extra you want to have, like, a paper copy of, like, 8.5 by 11 paper of your charts. So I made photocopies of the chart, and I completed one of those pages, and there's like 6 pages or 5 more full pages. So if I do that, I should have it done in time to do the back stitching and beat it before July 4th. But so I am doing this on the, hang on one second, We the People Constitution Fabric 30 count by the Primitive Hair. I can never remember if it's the Primitive Hair. And I gotta tell you, after working on the 36 count Consider the Lilies and the 32 count Santa, coming to this 30 count with just 2 strands of DMC was awesome. So this is a full page of my Mirabilia, except for obviously the beading is not done. So, like, there's beads here and all around up here. Oh, you probably couldn't see that. Also, that is stitches. They just kind of blend with the fabric. There we go. Let's play with the ring light and see if I can get better light for you. Hang on. Okay, let's try this and see if it's any better. Well, I don't know if it's better, but we'll try it. There we go. So this was thousands of stitches. She's a big girl. So this is you look at the chart. So I stopped at her like hand here. So it's this and this. So I am going to have, I'll talk about it in a minute. I'm going to have a new start today. And I might work on that like today and tomorrow, and then she's coming back out. Because the only way I'm going to get her done is by working on her. And again, I gotta get rid of this pattern. It makes me nervous having it in my house. So when I finished that, I wanted something mind-numbing to work on. And that is Country Magic Stitch, the Shire. I am using the 14 count Ada, the called for DMC, and I'm using 4 strands tent, and I love this. It's big blocks of color, and very easy to work on. So I have finished the second page. So the last time you saw it, I had all of this done, and then all of the grass done, and I had started the tree. So I did the rest of that sky, all of the tree branches, well, the rest of the tree branches, and all of the tree itself. So when you're like really close to it, you can tell that it's tent, but like just here, which is probably only 6 inches from the camera, I don't think you can tell. I think it looks great. So I am going to, when I pick this up again, work here and then here, because I want to make sure, no matter what, that the hobbit hole itself, that the hobbit hole that I've just started is correct. So actually, I'm farther down on the hobbit hole than I thought, because I've started the doors. So again, that was also, this is, it's a lot of stitches, but because they're tent, they go fairly fast. But the tree and the grass too, it's like 4 or 5 colors. So it does take, you really have to count. So actually, I'm going to quickly talk about just a little bit of my haul. Much of my haul is because of Michelle McGraw. Gotta stop watching her. And she, in her very long, wonderful three-part WIP parade that I binged while working on Lady of the Flag, she talked about her pattern keepers. So I ordered 2. I ordered one of the ones that she recommended in her video. She didn't recommend them. I sent her a text message and asked what they were. And they are Knitter's Pride. So it just, you can't, the pattern is magnetized in here, and then it's got like a pen, which I won't probably use. And then this clips here and it stands open. I love it. And then while I was ordering that on Amazon, I also got a Knit Picks one. Knit Picks is a yarn company, but you can sometimes order their stuff on Amazon, like their tools, not their yarn. So it's very similar, and it's got the magnets. I did think that the magnets were a little stronger in the Knit Picks one, but it doesn't stand up quite as well. But this one is if it's like this, a full 8.5 by 11. So then I was like, oh, I'm never going to be able to live without these. So I have one for the Shire, one for Lady of the Flag. It's really good for like full coverage, like really great. I used one for that giant Santa from Prairie Schooler. So I ended up ordering a couple more. It's fine. But they're great. And if you have not watched Michelle's Whip Parade, the 3-part wonder, I highly recommend. It was really, really great. I spent a lot of time with her, and more of my haul is because of that. Actually, let's look at that now. So Michelle is doing smalls to try to like fill up her dough bowl, and then like rotating in her big projects. So she, in her whip parade, or maybe it was the next video, I don't remember, but she said that she had Pineberry Lane, Little Shamrocks. Y'all, my last name is Carney. I cannot deny my heritage. I've been to Ireland twice. Beautiful, beautiful country. Everything is green. People are pretty nice. They like to make fun of Americans, but they love us. So I went to Pineberry's website. I ordered this directly from them, not through Etsy. It's a downloadable PDF. I love how prim they are. I think they're very cute. And then because they're not, other than those girls, they're not terribly stitch dense. So I got this while I was watching her video. No chill. And last night while Fra and I were watching the Great British Bake Off, I put it's not that line. Wow, my light is weird today. I put the called for DMC on a ring. I do have a project bag coming, but for now it's just in this. And I am using, from someone's stash that they were selling on Stash Unload, 18 count, Picture This Plus, not sure color, maybe Wren. I don't have much of a start. But I do have a shamrock. So there's the first shamrock. What I did was, I'm just going in order. That way I don't pick a favorite, I just do them all. This is on an absurdly large piece of fabric. I could have put a real project on this, but I wanted 18 count, not 20. I'm sorry my light's weird today, guys. So, very small start, very cute. Planning to work on this some more tonight with Fra. So, you know, new year, new weight loss goals, of course. And we're watching the Great British Bake Off, and I'm just like, I just want sugar and carbs. But I am resisting. Things were going really well. So I like set 5-pound goals. And actually, one of the goals, the first 5-pound goal was those pattern keepers. I was allowed to order them. And no problem. And then my 10-pound goal was Winter Rose Manor. I want it so bad. I ended up ordering it, but then I promptly gained like 3 pounds. Bodies are weird. But yeah, all of my goals for myself are cross-stitch related. Okay, so those are my WIPS and the start of haul. But then I did decide I wanted a new start today. Just because, not for any good reason. I don't deserve a new start. I just want one. Actually, I have these things kitted, and I'm just like, I gotta work on them. This was not fully kitted. I did have the fabric for it. This project is why I started cross-stitching, thinking I would never be good enough to do it. But Stitcher Mel, I followed her from her like Weight Watchers days when I lost all my weight the first time. And she used to post on her Weight Watchers page, she would post her crafting also, and that comes and goes with her. So she was working on Glitter Village by, is it Country Cottage Needleworks? I think it is. By Country Cottage Needleworks. I get Little House and Country Cottage mixed up way too much. So, a couple months after I started cross stitching, I emailed the woman from Threads Entwined, and I kitted up the gingerbread village for Mark's mom. Well, fabric and patterns, and then I got the fabric and patterns for the glitter village. So I'm starting with house number 6, and the reason I'm starting with house number 6 is because she sent me a WIPS, so it's the peach colored house, and she sent me a WIPS Dye Works Peach Fuzz that I'm planning to use for the house. I am using the called for 32 count fabric that I don't actually know what it is, but it's real sparkly. Look at that sparkle. I'm using, if I had it, I have like bamboo, and I have some gingerbread, but everything else is the DMC alternative. And then I went to Hobby Lobby and got the light gold DMC Diamant, however you say it, to try this. And my plan is to do these separately. So I do have one large piece of fabric, and I definitely won't cut it until they're all done. Maybe they'll all fit on here. I don't think that they're all gonna fit because I was supposed to do these in one piece, and I've decided to do them as pillows. But this will definitely get me started. And then my plan also is, if I have the Classic Colorworks floss, to use it until I run out and then use a DMC alternative. It's for me. So I don't mind that if half the pillows have bamboo and half of them have 3865, such is life. But I mean, I have the fancy flosses to use them. So as soon as we're done here, I am turning on my electric blanket because my back is on fire. And I'm going to sit on the electric blanket and I'm going to start this. I'm really excited. I love me a Country Cottage Needleworks house, so can't wait. My goal is, I don't think I can flip this camera. Well, I probably can flip this camera, but I don't know how. But there's a bookcase right behind you, not a big one. And it's where my dough bowl that I'm about to show you sits. And then there's wall above it. So the long-term goal is to have the Glitter Village in the bowl at Christmas, and then on the wall have Kringles. So it's like a scene. I love a scene. Also, this is some of the fabric that Jen picked out. So again, my colors are weird today, but the inside is this really pretty like toile. I did these ones yesterday. So that's my plans are start that today, continue on the Pineberry St. Patrick's Day pieces until they're done, and turn them into pillows. And then Saturday to work on Christmas Spirit. And then either tomorrow or Tuesday, pick Lady of the Flag back up. So I think you're going to be seeing a lot of her. So I hope that you enjoy her. Okay. I don't have a ton of haul. I am going to have haul next time. I did not make a New Year's resolution to not buy things, but I'm resolved now. So stitching with the Sisterlies and many, many others, that's just where I saw it first, are with Fat Quarter Shop doing the Stronger Together quilt and smalls. So I decided to do it. So this is the quilt. I have fabric that I had pulled to do a winter colored quilt for my bedroom. And I think I'm going to use as much of that as I can. I do have to go get 2 yards of the background color, so I need to go to Joann's or Hobby Lobby at some point. I thought about just getting the kit because I do like these colors, but it was sold out, so that could not happen. But I have been reassured that I'm capable of doing this quilt. We shall see. I do not know if that is so, but there's that. And then the cross stitch pattern is actually 2 patterns in one. So it's that pretty little pillow there, and then that Stronger Together. And these are all for Black History Month. I don't know when the SAL is actually supposed to start. I should probably look. I thought February 1st, but that doesn't really make sense because it's Black History Month. So I don't know. I'll have to check. But this, I'll just use the called for DMC. And I actually have the perfect fabric in my haul for it. I joined Stitch Me, Brandy, everybody and their cousin has her Fabric of the Month. I joined her Fabric of the Month club, but to further complicate things, I wanted to increase my Aida collection because I like Aida, particularly for smalls when I'm working downstairs and I don't want to have to so I get an 18 count Aida and a 32 count Lugana for now. And one is the neutral and one is the crazy color, and we switch back and forth. So in December, I got, I'm assuming this is the normal one. Hey. And the color is Slate. There you go. That's it. So that's the slate color. Also, I love that she serges the edges. Thank you. And also, store owners, I'll pay if you'll serge it for me. Just tell me how much. And the crazy one is my 18 count Aida. That is called Winter Blues, and that's pretty close. It's got a little bit of modeling, not a ton. So I'm glad that it's not like super crazy. I think it's really pretty. Last year I did Color and Cotton's Fabric of the Month, and I quit after like 8 months. But so far I'm really, really happy with this. That's December's. Mine came late. I actually emailed her and I was like, hey, I never got billed. And so she had forgotten, so I got it a little later than everybody else. And now, I forgot. So I'm going to show you haul, but I'm also going to show you 2 FFOs. You will remember, probably not, that in November, Jen sent me her finished Eek. And I was supposed to, and I made her one. Eek. And I was supposed to finish these into flat folds. I have watched Vanna's tutorials several times, and I lost my nerve. They were like taunting me, and I know people have like piles of finished objects, and I usually have none. I have one right now that needs framed. I just haven't decided what to do with it. But I'm not someone like, if I finish it, I fully finish it. Because I'm making it because I want it or because I'm giving it away that day. So I get to keep this one that she made. I used some of the rickrack from Lady Dot Creates that came in my Lindy Stitches Royal Birds of Fall things like pie and candy. So I've never added rickrack before. So I sewed it on the best I could. And then Jen had sent along some backing fabric. And then mine is just pellets. I do want to get some walnut shells. And Michelle told me that she gets, I want to say lizard, not food, lizard, like bedding. That's walnut shells. So we need to order some of that or go to Walmart or wherever you get it. And then Jen's is all of the scrap fabric that I cut off of this to make the pillow. I stuffed it all in here, and then I stuffed it with the rest of the way with beads. So hers actually stands up pretty nice. I hope she likes it. Mine is on 32 count lamb's wool, and hers is on, I don't know what, something beautiful and hand dyed. And we both used the called for DMC. One of which was DMC4, which is this gray color. And I think it's beautiful. So then everybody talks about their doubles and their trenchers and how they display their pillows. And I was like, I want one. Now, whenever I see these, I think of reenacting because we always used trenchers to put like bread in or like hardtack and salami and cheese for lunch or whatever we were having. So I messaged my friend Donna, who is an excellent seamstress. She helped me make my prom dress and most of my 18th century gowns. And I was like, hey, her husband's a woodworker. Can Dave make me a trencher? And she's like, well, I make them. I'll sell you one. And so I went to her house. I was in a mask and picked up this lovely baby that she made. It's beautiful. Like she made, oh man. She's like, it wasn't supposed to be like this. And then the wood split and it became like this. And I was like, I think it's beautiful. And it's just the perfect way to display some of, well, these are all of my pillows. Obviously this one is not going to be here forever. But, so this is Kelly Stadola. You can get this again. It's a free project that she has on her website. This is, I want to say Shepherd's Bush, Eggs in a Basket. And I did this last year, Be My Valentine. I don't remember who this is by. I got it on Etsy. It was a PDF download. These are all the pillows I have. Obviously, I need to do more. But I love this. Donna, you're so incredibly talented, but you already know that. Thank you. And then, when I was at Hobby Lobby, I found in their party section these awesome wooden gift tags that are already finished because Michelle McGraw, she got one for Christmas from a stitcher. I don't remember who, I'm sorry. And had gotten it at Joann's, and I went to Joann's and looked and couldn't find them, and then I found these. And I am 84% certain that the ornaments I have planned to do for my grandmother will fit on here. So my plan will be to mount the cross stitch right on here, and she'll be really happy because she wants smaller ones next year because who knows if we'll be able to see the people in person. So there's those. And then Sarah K Stitching dropped off this wonderful, it's a quilt book, but it's bed and breakfast quilts. So the quilts all have recipes with them. So they're really, really pretty, like fall, like all different kinds of quilts. That's kind of like the Fat Quarter Shop house quilt that Stitching with the Sisterlies just did. But I really love this. I love craft books because they're visual and I love to look at pretty things. So thank you, Sarah. And then it finally came. The USPS did not lose it. My 2005 Prairie Schooler Santa. Now I think I'm only down 2. I think. I'll have to check. I ordered the 2018 one this week from 123 Stitch. So I think it's just 13 and 14 I'm short. So that's exciting. And then what else is in here? I got a lovely thank you card for the giveaway. It was a needle minder and it went all the way to Alaska. So thank you, Amy, for your lovely thank you card. I've never gotten mail from Alaska before, so I was really excited. Ironically enough, got here quicker than the mail I'm sending to the next state. And then I was giving away Winter Wishes by Michelle Bendy Stitchy. And I had, hang on, I had 12 comments, and I asked my ALEXA to pick a number between 1 and 12, and it picked 9, which was Janet Jabber. So Janet, I know that you're going to watch this because you are such a joy and a good friend. You won that pattern. So shoot me. I'll put my email below, but I'll probably comment on your comment. I had your address because I sent you a Christmas card, but I don't think I still have it. So I will need your address again, and I will get that out on the mail Tuesday. And then, you know, it's in the hands of the United States Postal Service, so who knows when you'll see it. And then, 2 more things. One, I have a Mill Hill kit. It's a buttons and beads, and it is laundry, and I would love to pass this on. My basement is where my washer and dryer is, and they are literally dug out rock, like that they exploded for the foundation of the house. Our house sits on bedrock. You actually can't dig deep enough to you're supposed to put posts below the frost line, and you can't do that here because you dig and then you hit bedrock. We are on top of a coal mine. My house might fall in someday. My basement is only like 5'6" and I have to walk like this. So I will never be able to have this in my laundry room, and I would love to pass it on to somebody who has or might want a laundry room. So just leave me a comment. Leave me a comment no matter what, but if you're interested, let me know. And then one thing that I forgot is when Jen sent me all that fabric, it came in this huge box. I wasn't at home. I got home from taking Fra to the doctor, and it was on the porch, and I was like, inside was this big box, and it is full of some fun fabrics for my stash, a couple little Ort bags that she doesn't need, some needles, some of those pins to put in your finished project, finishing stuff, and it was just so exciting to open this box, just chock full of stuff. So thank you so much, Jen, for that wonderful box. I had a lot of fun going through it. I actually sat down on my floor and unpacked everything all around me, being the mature adult that I am. Well, friends, I think that I thought this was going to be like a 20-minute video, and it's 42 minutes long, and that's a lot of Katie, I know. It was really nice to catch up with all of you. I hope that you are well, that you're not suffering from the January doldrums. I hope that you're stitching and you're healthy. And if you ever need to talk, I'm here for you. And I will talk to you guys hopefully in 2 weeks. Please stay safe. Bye.